We're on the air. Before I forget, I need you to go to page 21. There's a mistake on the problem set. Go to 21. Page 21. Look at the change that has to be made. It's on the smartboard. Change it. That plot point, -6, has to be changed to -6, -6. And that was the mistake that was made on Engage NY. It wasn't even my mistake this time. They're wrong. Okay? Everybody get that? And then go back to page 3. We redo it to make it more kid-friendly, because if you download it directly from the state site, there's no room to work. Everything's crunched together. The fonts are too small. They don't give you coordinate planes. We redo it so it makes everything easier for you. It's just more kid-friendly and more parent-friendly also, I think. Each teacher does it a little differently. All right, this. Are we good with this?
Yeah.
I know we didn't go over all of them, but we went over most of them, right?
Yeah.
All right, so in that case, I really want to start with this page, which I know some of you already have done, right? All right, page 3. Okay, first things first. Plot the points they give you. And then we'll go from there. Everybody plot the points. I'm gonna come through. I want to make sure that you know how to do your ordered pairs. All right, so plot your points, and then we'll pick it up. I'm gonna plot the points now, and check your work. Can somebody read off the points for me? I don't want to go to full screen. It makes it too small. Point A was what? What about B? C. Okay, connect, and connect. Okay. Name of triangle. Don't just write triangle, be specific. What kind of triangle is this? Ryan. Mm-hmm. Don't make the length of the base and height any more complicated than it is. Just count the boxes. Don't even worry about absolute value. Length of base. Looks good. Height. Spencer.
6.
Yes. Formula for area of a triangle. Spence again.
BH over 2.
And what do you get after the math? Becca. 15. And since we don't know actual measurements, we still want to put square units. We don't know if it's centimeters or meters or inches. And on a coordinate plane, it's all going to be square units. All right. Any problems with that? Everybody try the next one completely on your own from start to finish. I'm going to come down. I'm going to come and walk through, and if it's good, I'm going to have you go on until we get to page 7, which I've got to have you do. We'll do it just as a whole class because page 7 is tricky. I'm just going to read, or you guys are going to tell me what the answers for each one, and then we have to do page 7 together because it's unlike any of these first 4. Okay, this was number 2. What do we have as an area? I'm not going to show all the work here because I think most of you are getting it. David, what did you get? How many have 28 square units? Okay, let's move on. What about number 3? Spence, what did you get?
27.5 square units.
27.5. The base winds up being 11. The height is 5. 11 times 5 divided by 2 is 27.5. And then number 4, what'd you get, Ryan?
100 square.
How many had 100 square units for number 4? Yep, it winds up being a 10 by 10 square. 10 times 10 is 100. Just always count carefully because you don't want to make a careless error. If you're plotting your points correctly and then you count wrong, just do everything twice to be sure. And that brings us to page 7, right? Okay, if you haven't done so already, let's just plot the points. Okay, -8, +8 is point A. Well, E. They call it point A. F is -2, +5. Let me know if I make any mistakes, too. And G is -7, +2. Okay, I'm going to connect. I'm going to try to make this as exact as I can, too. So it's going to make a difference when you see this, hopefully. Okay. Acute triangle. Don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be. You have 3 angles, all less than 90. But this is different than anything that we've done up to this point. We can't do base and we can't do height. In order for you to do base and height, you have to have the exact number of boxes for each. And as soon as you see, look at my base. When it becomes a diagonal line, you can't do base anymore. Because you have this box, and then you can't just count the boxes because it's splitting boxes in half. Same thing with the height. You can't, if I split this and try to find the height, again, if my height is a diagonal, I can't do height. So the reason why we can't do this, or how it's different, is that we can't measure, let's write this down, or count boxes for diagonal lines. Can't count boxes for diagonal lines. So we have to literally, see if this is your little hint, we literally have to do what?
Split it. Count the boxes.
We have to do what? We have to think outside the box. Sort of. Okay. But we will, as you will see, that's your hint. Think outside the box, that's your hint. Cannot. Ben, no good. So what must I do? Aaron. Okay, what do we call that when we're building on to the original shape and making it larger? What is that called? We have to compose a rectangle. So, here's what we do. Dotted lines very carefully. And we now have created, in this case, it winds up being a square, as you will see. Okay. In words, after you do this, in words, tell me what you need to do in words to find the area of the shape, of the acute triangle shape. Tell the class what you got to do first, and then do what? In words. And don't even worry about measuring sides. What are you doing in words? Emma.
I think that you have to
Find the what first?
find the base.
After you've done that. What are we finding the area of first? Okay, find the area of the square first, and then do what? This is the key. Dave, subtract all of the triangles. How many triangles do you see that was created other than our acute triangle? Let me ask you, let me restate this. How many right triangles do you see? Ed, there's 3. And that's critical because when you compose, you need to subtract right triangles. Your composition has to create nothing but right triangles. Otherwise, you did not compose correctly. I'm going to label my triangle. I'll get to you in a minute. I'm going to label my triangles. Do the same thing on your sheet as triangle 1, triangle 2, and triangle 3. Okay? Brandon, what's your question? This line down the middle doesn't belong there. I was just trying to show you that you can't do it this way. All right. So, but that's good that you remind me because it is confusing. And I should erase it. All right, everybody, find the measurements of the base and height of the square and find the area, because now everything should really work into place. Of the square. I said rectangle, but it's a square. See, this is the reason why you guys have to understand lesson 5 before you do 8. So if you're having trouble with composition and decomposition, you'll struggle through 8. Count carefully, too. Don't make any counting mistakes. That's careless. All right, Tio, I'm ready for you. Base measurement, height measurement.
6.
Area. Oh,
Sorry.
be careful. Don't add it. Don't worry about units right now because it's not our final answer. Triangle 1. Go do triangle 1. Sam, what's the base and height of triangle 1? Everybody get 1 as a base?
Yeah.
6 is the height?
Yeah.
You can knock out 2 and 6, or you could do 6 divided by 2 in your head. You should be able to. Did you get 3?
Yeah.
Okay, do triangle 2. I think this is the only page where you got to flip back and forth. All right, triangle 2, what was the base for that? I don't know. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. Help me out. Dave, what'd you get? I think that's right.
Yeah.
What was the height?
3.
Yeah, that is right. 7.5. I think that's the only one that results in a decimal. Try triangle 3. Riley, what did you get for the base of triangle 3? What about the height? What did you get on? 3. I couldn't hear you. And the area of that triangle? 18 divided by 2, or knock out 2 and 6. Good. Okay, I know you don't have a calculator, but 36 minus 3 minus 7.5 minus 9. Did anybody get this far? CJ, you have a calculator, so what is it? What is it? It winds up being 16.5 square units. Okay. Now, before we pack up, let's just do a quick preview of what you're going to be doing tonight for homework. Go to,
19.
I believe it's 19. Okay. 19 is like what you did on page 2. Only why this is a little bit more difficult, can I give you a suggestion? There's no units listed on this grid. I would suggest to you, do this, before even looking at this chart, write the coordinates of all, how many points are there? All 6 points right here. Then once they're up here, you can then use them for the chart. And then it's done exactly the same way as you did on page 2. Like I said, the only difference is they don't put the numbers in your coordinate plane. Wait, don't go anywhere. Question number 2 is very doable. It makes a right triangle. And then question 3 is like what you just did, where you have to compose in order to find the answer of the area of the triangle. Okay? And that's all I got for you.